but they are worse. They call it hunger protest and bad governance protest. But the hot spots were Lagos, Rivers, Abuja, Kano, and Kaduna State, and some other states like Borno State. There were casualties in some states. There were arrests. There were all that were like before the advent of this protest, the organizers of this protest were labeled as faceless protesters. But as things goes on, we realize that there are people behind it, and they came out to say we don't have leaders. Our leaders are hunger, inflation, and all those. But by and large, the government said we are sorry about the hardship, but what you are asking for, that is the bringing down of the inflation, the removal of fuel subsidy, we are not going, the floating of naira, we are not going back on all these things. But the protests have died down. So now we want to look at the precursor to the protest, the protest itself, and the aftermath. And then there have been several protests in the history of Nigeria. The Occupy Delta protest, the Aba Human riot, the Aba Human protest that later turned to a riot, the Ali must go protest, the Abacha must go protest, and all that. But now, here is it. It seems protest is not our culture and is not working for us. And there's one NSAS protest too. It seems this thing is not working. So how do we get an alternative? Then that's where my guest today comes in. My guest is somebody you're already familiar with, comrade Olarewaju Osho, the deputy coordinator of NETSUD in Kwara State, again an anti-graft agency, non-governmental agency in Kwara State. So he will be giving us his own side of the stories. The aftermath, the precursor, and the protest itself. You're welcome on the show, sir.
My good brother, it is my pleasure to be with you on our darling program once again. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir. You see, in Kwara State, whenever I hear about any trouble, that government is having a trouble with anything, the first thing I think about is NETSUD. Because you are the only...
We are not trouble, sir. We are peace-loving civil society organization. We are promoting peace and harmony. Because we are not trouble.
We call you troublemakers.
No, we are not troublemakers. We are peacemaker.
Okay, sir.
Not troublemaker.
But not quite long ago, we had an end governance protest. The first thing I want to ask you is, do we have a reason to protest in the first place?
Thank you very much. There are a lot to protest about. There are a lot to protest on. You see, let me tell you that with the economy reality in Nigeria now, when you chase snake to the wall, it will automatically do what? Automatically turn back to you. The masses are being pushed to the wall. People putting food on families that has been a easy things before is now become a difficult task for majority household in Nigeria, not even only Kwara. So people are finding it difficult to eat 3 square meal in a day. Is it about the food inflation price you want to talk about, or about the transport? Just to mention a few. So people are finding it difficult to cope with economic reality of the country. And now tell me, why will youth not protest? So people have been pushed to the wall. So there is a lot of things that aggravate anger. So the youth, the elderly, the married woman, the market woman, people are angry. And you see, what our leaders don't know is that when you see insecurity, when you see kidnapping, when you see banditry, it has a linkage with hunger. So any country where people are finding it difficult to hit 3 square meal, where the poverty rate is high, you will see that the crime rate will also be high, because hunger has a lot to do with crime, with banditry. That is why you see youth underage actively participate in the protest in the Borno, Bauchi, Kano, Kaduna, and other states. Because when you look at the rate of the poverty in these states, you discover that they are swimming in poverty. And that is why Senator Seun Sani said that it is high time for the northern leader to find a lasting solution to this almanjiri of the things. Because he said these almanjiri children, majority of them don't even understand what protest is all about. Majority of them cannot even interpret what is written on the placard that they carry. Because one will be wondering, how will underage children be lie down before what is it called, before police that carry gun, and the underage that only carry placard? So you will see that they don't even understand, they don't even know what they are doing. And this hunger in Nigeria and in Kwara State is a time bomb. Kwara, Nigeria sit on the keg of gunpowder, and we must make sure that this thing does not explode, because the moment it explode, we all catch fire. And that is why the media and the civil society organizations, so we have been sensitizing Kwaras and Nigerians that it is high time for the citizen participation. Citizens need to participate. Citizens need to ask questions on how their money are spent. It is very important, because one will be wondering, you will be seeing government executing projects with huge amounts. Then you will now be seeing them executing these projects. Money are coming in from federal allocation into the state and the local government, and there is no transparent. So this thing, it is not in any way transform the life of citizens of Kwara State.
No,
That is why the citizens need to ask questions.
But Olarewaju, the federal government will tell you that we've done a lot of things, and the new minimum wage, and then the rice distributions. And I want to tell you, I think I've been doing this political interactive program for a while, and one thing that shocked me is that the federal government said that they want to subsidize bag of rice for 45,000 naira for civil servants, and we heard that civil servants are buying it for 40,000 naira, and they're now selling it for 70,000 naira. For people that will say in turn sell it back for 85,000 naira. If government has done all these things, the federal government has come out to say, I gave the state governments 570 million naira and billion naira. Like, yeah, I shared all these things, I've done all these things. So go to your governments. It seems you push the blame on the federal government alone. Why? And then, like, when government say, I'm subsidizing this for you, and we are reselling, we are repackaging all these things, like, who do we really blame? Is it the citizen or the government? Or just how are we supposed to have a meeting point?
Thank you very much. Citizens has a lot of blame, because don't let me lie to you, these people that are in the realms of power, state governor, the president, 109 senators, 160 House of Rep honorable, you see, they don't have time, they don't have the mind to cheat citizens. You see, they only cheat, embezzle money, but the moment citizen rights and hearts, this is what we want, these people don't have the mind. We citizens have the mind more than them. But the problem with citizens is citizens have not been able to summon courage to ask questions. That is why our leaders, President Tinubu and the state governor, need to learn from this end bad government protests. Because let me reveal this. I'm already on my third book now. I'm writing my third book, and the book will be launched December this year, which is titled Force of Change, Lesson from August Protests in Nigeria. So I want to document the effect of the August protests. Then there is need for the state governor to learn from this, and there is also need for them to make sure that this effect did not repeat himself again. So and it's time to take our leader back to the military era, pre-independence and other things. So citizens has a lot of blame, because section 15 subsection 5 it's very clear. Section 15 of Section 5 say that all the 36 state governors shall, he use the word shall, enact law in their respective states to abolish corruption and abuse of power. Let me tell you, what this section of Nigerian constitution is saying is that the 36 state governor should enact or domesticate Freedom of Information Act, or they should embrace OGP, Open Government Partnership, or they should have a anti-corruption law like that of Oyo State Anti-Corruption Law, Lagos State Anti-Corruption Law. And let me tell you, only 3 states or 4 states in Nigeria act, domesticate or enact anti-corruption law in accordance with Section 15 subsection 5 that I just mentioned. Because this shows that a lot of money are going down the drain at the state level, because the state governor have the immunity, because there's no active society organization that is checkmate the activities of the state government, because the citizens across the 36 states are not involved. That is why this August protest, it is a wake-up call for the 36 state governor, because they don't expect that the youth will throw to the street and hold this protest. So this shows that those in government should have a rethink that how they have been governed in the past, it is time for them to change from the old practice. Because don't let me lie to you, when you put people in the dark, you continue cheating citizens. One day the light will show, the light will shine. And when the light shine, it shows that that is the end time for what? For bad governance. That is the end time for cheating. That is the end time for mismanagement of public fund. And that is why the medias and the civil society organizations have a lot of work to do to hold those in government to be open, to be transparent. So at state level, money are going down the drain.
But
management of fund, a lot of things happening at state level.
I would say that why are we generalizing this? There were all spots, Lagos, Rivers, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, some parts of Katsina, some parts of the Borno State. But in a state like ours, in Kwara State, it was a non-existent protest. Yeah. It was a very meager number of people that came out for protest.
Thank you very much.
Like, don't you say because our government is more people oriented and we are more connected with the people, and people are saying what the government is doing?
It is far from that. It is far from what you just said. The reality not ground, I receive a lot of calls. People say, comrade, why are you not leading protests? Comrade, what is happening? As envelope exchange hand, or as hand exchange hand. So just to put it like that, I said I did not receive any penny from anybody. And the intelligence report, initially, some group of people approached me before the protest. And they said, comrade, we want you to lead us for this protest. And I advised them to write the commissioner of police, at the same time to write the Kwara State governor, that they should request for Kwara State Stadium or Metropolitan Square, so where people will converge and hold a peaceful protest. But the intelligence report revealed to me that the state government have it in mind to organize pro-government protests. And at the same time, the Emir of Ilorin, Moitaba Seriki Muslumi, Baba preached peace. Baba said Kwara State is a state of peace.
And what I'm saying is, if we are peaceful like that, that means we are not feeling the hunger and everything they're feeling somewhere else.
You see, I want to tell you that Kwara now happened to be the #1 state in Nigeria where high food price inflation. I want to tell you, we are not living in terms of high food price inflation.
In terms of food inflation, we are second. The first is
we are not more second. We are not ahead of Kogi. I'm telling you the reality. You see, I graduated from a women's school of analysis and statisticians. So, and I always follow up with what is happening around the globe. So I'm telling you the reality that Kwara is now ahead of Kogi State in terms of food inflation. Kwara is now ahead of Kogi State. So we have a lot. We have reason.
But recently, the government have done a lot of agricultural interventions, like the planting of the soya beans, the distribution, like the senator has been doing distribution of fertilizers and the distribution of seeds. And so, if the government is doing all this intervention, then what is happening?
You see, the governor Abraham Abrazak is doing his best. Senator Soli Mustafa is doing his best. Other senators are doing their best. But I have to tell you that the governor's effort is not enough. There is need for him to intensify effort to make sure that the food price inflations in Kwara State crash, so that the average Kwaras masses can afford the price of food. And then what I want to point out is that at hungry Metropolitan Square and not the peaceful protest. Kwara protest. It's not that Kwara did not protest, but the turnout was low. So you understand? The turnout was low. It's not as what people are expected. But the reality on ground is that the Maritaba Seriki Muslimi, Baba said that the state is the state of peace, is the state of harmony. And that is why we maintain peace.
And
now we want to tell them, we want to tell all the traditional ruler in Kwara State, the legal leader in Kwara State, as a matter of urgency, to gather themselves and write the Kwara State governor. They should sit down and tell the governor the truth that there is serious hunger in the state. And we give them till October 1st. If nothing is done, we are going to mobilize 1 million Kwara youth and hold a peaceful protest, which is going to be an hunger protest in Kwara State.
You're making an open statement in
yes,
that.
Yes,
you are declaring
section 39 of that constitution and section 40 is very clear. Peaceful protest is allowed in Nigeria. Likewise, Article 2 of Anti-Torture Act of 2017 is also clear that protesters should not be maltreated, should not be manhandled. Likewise, Section 81 of Police Act is also clear that the police should provide security for the protester. So I don't see any reason why protesting, the statement I'm making, it is not a statement of indicting Kwara against the government. It is the fact and the reality. So that I'm telling you that if nothing is done between now to October 1st, we are going to mobilize 1 million youth and hold a peaceful protest against hunger in Kwara State. So they said they want peace in Kwara. So we have maintained peace and order. So we will write and we will follow, we will organize the protest. We will follow the due process. We will write the commissioner of police. We will write the Kwara State governor. We will request for Kwara State Stadium or Metropolitan Square, and then we mobilize 1 million Kwara youth. So we are going to hold a peaceful protest in October 1st, Independence Day, if nothing is done. So we are now calling on all the stakeholders in Kwara State now to write Malabra that people are dying. There is serious hunger in the state. People are dying. The hunger is too much. And it's not that those of us comrades, so that have been advocating for the transparency, the human rights, so are afraid to come out and hold the peaceful protest during this August embargo government protest. But what we want is that we know that the state is a state of harmony. And at the same time, we want to give the governor and the our traditional rulers the benefit. I mean, we want to give them to have a lot of time to discuss with the governor. And I think between now and October 4th is enough to address the hunger of a thing. Because what people are saying, even in the social media, that Kwara State, the only thing they know is just to collect money. They have received money from the governor. Comrade, you have nobody received for anything. And we are not afraid to hold a peaceful protest. We have lawyers, we have everything. We will do the protest in accordance with the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I believe that we will write the Commissioner of Police. So I have stated the Police Act is very clear. So that the police should do what? Should provide security for the protester. And at the same time, I have also made reference to the Article 2 of the Anti-Torture Act 2017 that Nigeria Army, Air Force, Nigeria Police should not abuse protester, manhandle protester. And at the same time, Section 39 and Section 40 is also clear. So I'm now using this medium to call on stakeholders in Kwara State as a matter of urgency to interfere. This hunger of it is too much. The religious leaders, imams and pastors should start preaching a word of advice to the governor, the senators, and those in power that they should do the needful. They should come up with a program to ameliorate the sufferings of Kwara. Enough is enough. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. I think that's a very good place to leave it. But Comrade Osho, please, whatever you want to do, please make it peaceful. I told you, when I hear about any trouble in this state, the first thing I remember is electricity.
No, you know, we are
the only person that sneezes. I mean, when you sneeze, everybody catches cold.
At Corruption Society Organization. So we are not preaching trouble. We are preaching peace. Okay.
Comrade Osho said they are not preaching trouble. They are preaching peace. We hope that all the grievances will be addressed before.
And the statement I make, please, and the statement I make, I'm not making it on behalf of NFU. I'm making it on behalf of Comrade Osho that I will mobilize 1 million Kwara youth. Not that NFU will mobilize 1 million Kwara youth.
Okay, I think that's a very good clarification. That's a very good person.
So that people should not target NFU. That NFU issue a warning to Kwara State government that although no, Comrade Osho said, not NFU. So that I will mobilize 1 million Kwara youth if nothing is done to ameliorate the suffering of Kwara between now and October 1st. Thank you.
Thank you very much, viewers. In the very good series. Thank you very much, Comrade. I remember myself once again, Abdulkadir, Isiaq once again. See you next week. Do have a lovely day.